Om Govindaraya also. Okay. Done. Okay. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue reading this Dhyana Yoga slokas. Of course, even the dhyana, as we know that dhyana is fully fixed on Krishna for a Krishna conscious person. So this also applies to us, but whatever idea they have on the Ashtanga Siddhi Yoga and Dhyana Yoga process is totally different from what is being carried out by a person in Krishna consciousness. So even though both are two different things, but still the Dhyana Yoga is also embedded within the Bhakti Yoga. Jnana Yoga is embedded within the Bhakti Yoga. So in this way, sometimes people may ask, sometimes even the classes, I hear devotees asking questions. Mataji, how it is possible that that is Dhyana Yoga and this is Bhakti Yoga, but why in the Dhyana Yoga chapter, Prabhupada in the purport, he has written about Krishna conscious like that. Everywhere he is bringing. No, it is not whimsically he is bringing. When you read Srimad Bhagavatam 18,000 verses and the purport, then you'll know that Prabhupada is very specific. Sometimes people think that Prabhupada keeps repeating the same. And anywhere and everywhere he will bring Krishna Bhakti like that. Everywhere he will bring. No. Very, very meaningful, very, very clear. If it is unrelated, he won't. If it is related, he will. So within the Bhakti Yoga process, all the other processes already fulfilled, already there. So dhyana means fixing the concentration on Krishna is very natural for a devotee. So that is why in the purport he is mentioning about Krishna consciousness. Okay, without meaning he won't just repeat. And so this is what is. So one should engage now translation. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Mugam Karodi Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurum Deenatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishwaram Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataga Swamin Niti Namini नमो आचार्य पादाय निताय कृपप्रदायिने गौरकथां दामदाय नगरग्रामतारिणे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, text 24 translation. One should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with the determination and faith and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon, without exception, all material desires born of mental speculation and thus control all the senses on all sides by the mind. Control all the senses on all sides by the mind. So one should abandon without exception all material desires which are born out of mental speculation, considering oneself to be the body and so many imagination of desires. I'll be like that, I'll be like that, I'll get a family like that, I'll get girlfriend like that, I'll get a car like that. So many mental speculations and desires. So simply one should be great faith, means the determination. Rupa Goswami also mentions utsaha, nischaya, dhairya, tattat karma, pravartana. So how should we practice the Krishna consciousness? Today I have sent another group. I'll send you now Prabhupada's very nice quote in the group. You just see how we need to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Not like Hare Krishna, we have to chant like that. With the Preeti Purvakam. Tadami buddhiyoham yenamam ubayanti tenvar. You see that? How should we do the bhakti with the determination, faith, and love? Preeti Purvakam. Like that, Prabhupada is telling that. So one should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination and faith. This is very, very important. Sometimes when we face challenges, we should just not give up our determination and faith. We endeavor. See, when we go to school, you just think how the child goes to school. First day of your schooling, did you really like it? Your mother was dragging you, or she would have made you go and sit in the school, and immediately you would have felt like crying, and you felt everybody's alien. You felt so uneasy. But what happened till 10th standard you have completed, they have made you do the process. No? Even the process which you really don't like, you are giving yourself into 10 plus 2 education and then college, 3 years, 4 years education. So you're giving yourself into all these things. So why can't you give yourself into this beautiful path of Krishna consciousness which you like? So one should abandon, so without exception, all materialism, want of mental speculation, and thus control the sin. Let's see what Prabhupada says. Purport. The yoga practitioner should be determined and should patiently prosecute the practice without deviation. One should be sure of success at the end and pursue this course with great perseverance, not becoming discouraged if there is any delay in the attainment of success. Sometimes we say that, Mataji, I've been chanting for 10 years, no change, like that. So no, there is a change, but it may not be immediately visible. Like, for example, some of the trees, you sow the seed, like a mango tree, when you sow the seed, you won't see a sprout. You don't see the two leaves immediately. But if it is a methi, if it is like a fenugreek seed or mustard seed, you just sow it, and in next day you will start seeing. But it's so thin, the roots are so thin that when a little disturbance will make it die. But the mango, for very, very long time, you put the mango seed there, but it no symptom only 1 year, 6 months, 2 months, 4 months, nothing. There's a rainy season. After that, suddenly you'll see that one day there are two sprouts coming out of the ground from nowhere. You'll think it's nowhere, but actually it's coming from the seed. But how long the seed has been there, we don't know. So sometimes some of the trees which grow deep in the roots, Krishna's favorite tree. What is Krishna's favorite tree? We know that many trees are there which remains of Krishna. Anybody can tell? Whatever you think, you say. What is Krishna's favorite tree? There are many trees. All the trees are favorite.
Yeah, Kadamba. Something.
Kadamba. Okay, it reminds of Srimati Radharani. The reason is also given in Chaitanya Bhagavata. Okay, then any other tree? Anybody wants to say? Okay, related to Krishna's pastime.
I heard about the flower also, the lily flower.
Lily, yeah? Okay, related to pastime, you should narrate the pastime then, if I ask. Okay, Kadamba. Most of you say Kadamba. Okay, because the Kadamba, the what is the speciality of Kadamba, you know? It is like a ping pong ball. In Mayapur, oh my God, in special season, Kadamba season, the entire place will be so much smelling. One time we were new to Mayapur, means we were regular to Mayapur, not during Kadamba season. So we settled in Mayapur after lockdown. Then one time we went to one road and we were feeling such a smell. And we were looking everywhere around where the smell is coming, where the smell is coming, where the smell is coming. Such a nice fragrance in the air, and it's so beautiful. Then at last we found out it is nothing but on top of the trees, big, 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 big Kadamba flowers were there. Then it is like a ping pong ball. You know, the regular cricket ball is there like that, big, big, big. Then we think, okay, it's a flower, it looks so round. Then when we get Mahaprasadam garland or something in which we saw the flower, then we understood, and already it is discussed by Krishna and also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking about the jewelry which Radharani wears. So the jewelry is the emotional symptoms which she exhibits. So the hairs will stand on end like Kadamba flowers for her. She is very golden in complexion, and the hairs will stand on end like the Kadamba flowers, like that. So the Kadamba flower, if you take, if you offer one Kadamba flower, you have already offered 100 flowers to Krishna. Because if you look deep, no, every single pore of that ball, no, the ping pong ball. You think it's one flower? No. When you take the flower and look properly, you'll see 1,000 flowers inside one ball. That is a speciality. Like that, her hair will stand on end like ecstasy. Simply by seeing him. But she will always be opposing, like Guru Maharaj said on Saturday class. She will always disagree with Krishna. It's not that as she's a very nice girl, covered girl coming behind Krishna and all. No, she'll oppose Krishna. She'll fight Krishna. She'll show equal power. And whatever he is talking, she will talk against. She's not uh, okay sir kind of salute person with Krishna. That is the power of internal potency is more powerful than the Supreme Lord. The devotion is more powerful. So very nice. And one more tree where Krishna plays the flute, right? Bamboo. And one more is Tamala tree is there. The Tamala trees were liked by the gopis and devotees of Vrindavan because the color of the tree reminded them of Krishna. So Tamala is also very special, and Kadamba is also very special, and flute is very, very special for Krishna. Always you can see Krishna always playing on the flute, whichever deity. You see, except for Jagannath, who is considered to be like Dwaraka Krishna. Otherwise, he's always with the flute, and the flute is made up of bamboo. This bamboo, speciality of bamboo is that the bamboo will never sprout unless it grows very, 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 very deep roots. Very deep root, it will grow. After it has become very strong roots, big roots, after that a little will come outside little plant will come outside the ground. That is why even though it is like a single stick, it is standing so tall. It's able to stand so tall. And when any tufan, anything comes, the storm, it is not disturbed because it grew in roots. So same way, you may not see the symptom if you're chanting 16 rounds every day, maybe 10 years, and you say that I don't see difference. It's better you don't see difference. If you see difference, you'll become proud. So it's also a safety mechanism that you don't know what is the power of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. You're chanting 16 rounds every day. Better not to. And so much cleansing has happened. And sometimes you can very clearly know once upon a time you are so much interested in meat eating or gambling, illicit sex, or intoxication. Now you don't have any of that feeling. You're so clean and nice and your consciousness is clear. Then it really works like that. Even, so this is the thing. So one should be sure to success. This is avasya rakshibe Krishna, that faith. So one should not become discouraged because sometimes whichever thing appears very quickly will disappear quickly like a magic. But if you see a child when it is born, you see that the child is inside the womb for 10 months. After that it comes out and gradually it grows and it doesn't produce anything till the boy is 21, 22. Then he starts becoming productive to the society and the family. Till then he is just growing. Same way, the devotion also, gradually, we have the progress gradually. So we don't see immediate change. And anything you see immediate change, big, big things appearing suddenly, 1,000 people becoming devotees suddenly, then there is some danger. Gradually it becomes, then it is genuine. Anything which grows good grows gradually. Same way. But there is every day there is a change. Every day, like a baby, a child. The parents will not realize only that he's growing. But if some uncle, auntie, somebody comes after 1 year, they see, oh my God, you've grown really big. He was such a small boy. No, he's the same, they'll say. Because they don't see it, because they're seeing every day it is happening. So same way, we are like the God, we are taking care of a Bhakti Lata Bija, which is given by spiritual master. And when the spiritual master gives that seed of devotion in the heart, then every day by chanting and hearing, we pour the water and give fertilizer. And then the creeper grows and it will reach Goloka. But gradually it is growing. But sometime you may not see. That's all right. So, but you should not get discouraged. You should keep going. So, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say a very nice saying in the path of devotional service, close your eyes and run. I promise you will never fall. Will you, in any road, will you run, close your eye and will you run? Let it be any place. Will you ever close your eyes and run? You'll never do it. Nobody, sane man will not do it. But Visnam Sarsi Thakur, in so far devotion is concerned, spiritual life is concerned. Spiritual life is a common term, but bhakti, devotional service life is something special. And you close your eyes and run, and I promise you'll never fall like that. So success is sure for a rigid practitioner. Regarding Bhakti Yoga, Rupa Goswami, oh my God, Rupa Goswami is mentioning Utsahan Nischayat Dhairyat. We'll read this when we go to Nectar of Instruction. This is also one of your Magap slokas in Nectar of Instruction. Utsaha means enthusiasm, Nischayat means determination, Dhairyat means without fear, boldness, Dhairyat. Tattat karma pravartanat. Just do your regulated. Guru Maharaj told to chant 16 rounds, follow 4 regulative principles, read the books, do Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaiva, Bhakti Vedanta, and read Srila Prabhupada's books, and do as much service as possible. Also, take care of your ashrama duties very nicely in Krishna consciousness. Tattat karma pravartanat, apna karma, whatever is your duty. So what are all the duties? The first duty is my promise to spiritual master is my first duty. So after that is primary, that cannot be compensated. Chanting 16 rounds, following regulative principle is the promise which is made in the fire. There may be other things which is surrounding it, but they are all little flexible. But this is never flexible. And this has to be done with determination. And for following 4 regulative, chanting 16 rounds and following 4 regulative principles. This is Guru. After that, our regular activities are there, duties are there. Deity worship and other things, visiting dhams, these kind of things are recommended, and all those you should do. Just do it with enthusiasm, do it with determination, do it with fearlessness. Asat asangat tyagat satovrite sadbir bhaktir pranashyati prasiddhyati means nourish. The bhakti will nourish, flourish. How? Shadbir, the 6 principles. Asangat, leave the association of non-devotees, especially Mayavadis and others. And Satovrite, take association of devotees. And do with enthusiasm. Apna karma, do your each one's duty. Don't give up the duty. So one can execute the process of Bhakti Yoga with full-hearted enthusiasm, perseverance or determination by following the prescribed duties. So there are prescribed duties that has to be carried out. Nobody should escape from the prescribed duties in the name of Krishna consciousness. Don't show Krishna consciousness as an excuse to escape out of your regular responsibilities. You don't take care of, you get married, you don't take care of your family, you don't earn money, or you don't take care of your parents, or you don't talk to them or treat them, ill-treat them, or oh, I'm very detached. So before when you didn't become a devotee, when you go home, you will hug your mother. Now after you become devotee, you will, oh, mother is a mahila. I know some boys, mother is a mother. You are from a decent family, right? You're not some dirty fellow. Why do you think after you become a devotee, your mind became very dirty? You can't approach mother as a mother. You're such a niche, you have become such a dirty fellow. You're from a ditch after you became a devotee. Suddenly they'll become very great fellows who will not look at the sister, won't talk at the sister, will not look at mother, and say that you're all ladies, I won't talk to you. This discrimination was not there. You were very sarala. So you just do the duty as a son, duty as a brother. Everything has to be carried out properly. Okay? As much as possible. Don't do the impossible. There is another verse. Next verse says that don't do it excess doing. Oh, I will do so much duty, and I will do organic farming. I will grow my body. I have to do the regular work. I have to do my duty. I will duty towards my family. I won't chant. Gradually, you'll stop chanting. Don't do excess. Atyaharascha prayasascha. This is previous loka. Atyaharascha prayasa. Prayasa means extra endeavor. Even for taking care of family, no extra endeavor should be there. Basic endeavor should be there. That's all. Basic things should not be given up. In the normal, be normal. That's all. By following the prescribed duties in the association of devotees, especially 9 process of devotional service has to be followed. That is the prescribed duty. and it can be carried out easily in the association of devotees and by engaged completely in activities of goodness, like that. So as far as determination, one should follow the example of a sparrow. Can somebody read this little slowly so that everybody can? I already told this past hymn to you. Anyway, somebody can read this.
Yes, for the determination, one should follow the example of a sparrow who lost her eggs in the waves of ocean. A sparrow laid her eggs on the shore of ocean, but the big ocean carried away the eggs on its waves. The sparrow became very upset and asked the ocean to return her eggs. The ocean did not even consider her appeal. So the sparrow decided to dry up the ocean. She began to pick out the water in her small beak, and everyone laughed at her for her impossible determination. The news of her activity spread, and at last Garuda, the gigantic bird carrier of the Lord Vishnu, heard it. He became compassionate toward his small sister bird, and so he came to see the sparrow. The Garuda was very pleased by the determination of his small sparrow, and he promised to help. Thus, the Garuda at once asked the ocean to return her egg, lest he himself take up the work for the sparrow. The ocean was frightened at this and returned the eggs. Thus the sparrow became happy by the grace of Garuda. Similarly, the practice of yoga, especially bhakti yoga and Krishna consciousness, may appear to be a very difficult job. But if anyone follows the principle with great determination, the Lord will surely help. For the for God help those who help themselves.
Super Hari Bolo Tat Sat. So the small sparrow was trying its level best, and Garuda saw and it got the eggs back. Same way, our small endeavor is seen by Vaishnavas, Acharyas, Krishna. So Prabhupada said, don't try to see Krishna. Don't try to see Krishna, but in act in such a way that Krishna will see you. I'll post a video today. You just all of you watch one or two links which Prabhupada is telling this. Like he's also quoting an example of a owner of a company. Don't try to see the owner of the company. He won't even see you. But if you perform very well, then automatically he'll ask, who is this employee? I want to see him. The same way, instead of trying to see Krishna, act in such a way that Krishna wants to see you. That is the way. That is the way. So a sincere practitioner of Bhakti Yoga is already being watched by the Lord. So you help yourself by chanting nicely in determination, then Krishna is going to help. Okay. Next. 25. Gradually, step by step, one should become situated in trance by means of intelligence, sustained by full conviction. Gradually, by step, one should become situated in trance by means of intelligence, sustained by full conviction. Thus, the mind should be fixed on the self alone and should think of nothing else. Somebody read the purport. Sorry.
By proper conviction and intelligence, one should gradually cease sense activities. This is called pratyahara. The mind being controlled by conviction, meditation, and cessation from the senses should be situated in trance or samadhi. At that time, there is no longer any danger of becoming engaged in the material conception of life. In other words, although one is involved with matter as long as the material body exists, one should not think about sense gratification. One should think of no pleasure aside from the pleasure of the Supreme Self. This state is easily attained by directly practicing Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. So here the topic is about conviction. Step by step one should be. So in yoga process, it is called Pranayama, then Pratyahara. First comes your nose, you press and you do pranayama and all. And then one should gradually cease the sense activities. That is the second level. That is called Pratyahara. So there will be conviction, determination, and then the meditation will happen. No senses will be used. In that way, one will enter into the samadhi. You can see big rishis, munis, they are entering into samadhi state under some tree. Long beard, they don't take care of self, so the beard grows. At that time, there's no longer any danger of becoming any, because he's completely fixed on the Supreme Lord. There's no danger. But here, actually, the easiest method is to take the Bhakti Yoga. Because rather than saying that, although one is involved with the matter, as long as the material body exists, one should not think of sense gratification. How this is possible? Because always we tend to think of sense gratification. Now we require a little deviation. Think of satisfying Krishna's senses. You see some beautiful mango. Wow, I'll offer it to Krishna. And you see some beautiful flower. Wow, I'll offer it to Krishna. In this way, when you start thinking for Krishna, you will automatically, you're not trying to enjoy the pleasure for yourself. Automatically. You see some beautiful sari, then you think, how can I give it in the temple of Krishna? Or I'll give some deities. You're going to take for you. Before that, you buy one and give it to Krishna. Or for Jagannath Baladev Shutrama, you give some clothing. You see anything beautiful, you think, how can I use it in the service of Krishna? And then, of course, we'll have some Mahaprasadam, we'll have something to wear. All those are there. But still, the first thinking goes for Krishna, then automatically everything becomes prasad. So this state is easily attained by directly practicing Krishna consciousness. It's very easy for a devotee. These people, big words they are speaking, it's very easy for a devotee. Okay, next. From wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. This, the yogis are trying to forcefully do it. Whereas for a devotee, it is so natural. We always remember that pastime of Haridas Thakur with a prostitute, and also with the Vishwamitra Muni with some demigoddess Apsara. He just very casually gave it, I don't know, Menaka, Ramba, somebody. He gave it up like that, his process, due to the Ashtanga Siddhi Yoga practice. But Haridas Thakur was doing Bhakti Yoga chanting, and the girl became very purified. And she started crying, I want to become a devotee, please initiate me. And she shaved her head and she became a wonderful pure devotee. She experienced Bhava and Prema very quickly by the mercy of spiritual master Haridas Thakur. So that is the state and power of a Bhakti Yogi. But here, what they are talking about is forcefully bringing the mind under control. Sometimes you'll see the devotees shaking their head like this while chanting. So they are trying to bring the flickering unsteady nature to withdraw back under control like a yogi. But that is not the way. The way is immediately make your mind think of Krishna or some service or something. Think in that way. Let the mind think, let you chant. One time we asked Prabhupada, while chanting, what should be thinking? So Prabhupada said, what is that thinking to do with chanting? Then again they asked. Then Prabhupada said, you chant and you hear. What is there the chanting has to do with mind? What should we think in the mind? What it has to do with the mind? He asked. You open your mouth and chant. That's all. So sometimes people say that I am not chanting because my mind is going here and there. For that, then in that case, you can never chant in your entire life. The duty of the mind is to go here and there only, and gradually the mind will come under control. But it will come under control. Mantra. Man means mind. Tra means bringing it under system, under control. So that is mantra. Maha mantra we have. So this is yogis forcefully try to do it, but devotees naturally do it. So the nature of the mind is very flickering and unsteady. See, But a self-realized yogi has to control the mind. The mind should not control him. We already saw the step. Can anybody tell what is the way to control the mind? What is that? How will the mind controlling them? One who controls the mind and therefore senses as well is called Goswami. Can somebody explain the system, how the body is constructed, the architecture of the body, in which, how can somebody control the mind and through that senses? Can somebody tell? We already saw that in the third
Hare
chapter.
Krishna.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll go very simple. Because we are in this material body, so there are body's necessity, but it is very simple that one can able to control mind by keeping Krishna in the center, which means if
No, you're a Bhakti Shastri. I don't want your own answer. I want answer from the previous chapters. Third chapter describes a complete architecture of the body. So I am expecting that.
yeah, that process part, I have to read it.
Mataji, the senses are controlled by influenced by the mind, mind by the intelligence, intelligence is influenced by the soul. Is that you're asking?
Yes, very much.
Yes. So once the soul, using the intelligence, we have to identify the constitutional position of the soul. Once that is done, then using the intelligence, the mind gets controlled, and through which the mind, after the senses, get controlled. Once the mind gets involved in the service of the Lord, the senses automatically gets controlled.
Very good. Very good. There is an example also that there are 5 horses or 5 senses, and the mind is a rope, and the driver of the chariot is the intelligence, but the owner who is sitting in the chariot is the soul. So, if the horses are running in 5 directions, and if the rope is loose, the rope is loose because the senses dictate the mind, and the mind dictates the intelligence, and the intelligence dictates the soul. The chariot will go haywired here and there, upside down. But if the owner is telling where to go and the driver is listening to the owner, and then the intelligence or the owner, the driver is making the rope tight, and then the rope is connected with the horses, which are the senses, then accordingly we will act. So the soul will get instruction from spiritual master, which came in 4th chapter. In 3rd chapter, we concluded that it should be on the opposite direction. Now for a conditioned soul, the senses are instructing the mind is instructing the intelligence, and the intelligence is instructing the soul. Which is higher than which is also we saw. All of you are going to have a proper philosophical exam after the 6th chapter. That is the module test. That is your original final test. Like for introduction and Ishopanishad, you had a heavy philosophical test, right? Based on my teachings and important things which you learned in Ishopanishad. Similar exam, a serious exam, is going to happen after the 6th chapter. Every 6 modules of Bhagavad Gita will have a module exam. That is your final exam. Whatever you are taking now, chapter-wise exam is like a revision test. All of you understood? So you should be attending the class and try to understand properly. Otherwise, you will have trouble during a challenging exam, which is going to come after the 6th chapter. So totally, we had 1 exam for Ishopanishad. You had 1 exam for introduction. And now you will have 1 exam for 6 chapters, every 6 chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Then 1 full exam for Nectar of Instruction, 1 full exam for Nectar of Devotion, 19 chapters. Like that. Okay, for Bhagavad Gita alone, we have a chapter-wise revision test to make you read once more. So be a little more attentive. That's very important. So, and one who is controlled by the mind is called Godasa. So, one who is controlled, the mind is controlling the person, the soul, then he is called Godasa. But if the person is controlling the mind, or through that mind he is controlling the senses, then it is Goswami. We saw that Go means senses. Okay, Go means senses. Goswami means controller of the senses. And Godasa means the servant of the senses. So the senses, it's going in the road and it's seeing, wow, there is something. And maybe you're an earlier meat eater. So it's seeing, oh, there is some chicken soup, fish fry, something. Please let us eat. So when it is telling, the senses are dragging the mind to go and enjoy that. and the mind is going behind it. Sometimes the youth boys, girls, they complain that they are not able to control the mind because the senses are dragging them in some directions so that they are not able to control. That is the situation. Because the senses are dragging them. Now, the technique which is taught by Krishna to Arjuna is don't try to, get through transcendental knowledge from the spiritual master. What you do is you do the opposite. Let the mind control the senses. Not that senses will control the mind. Now, how will the mind know what to do, what not to do? Intelligence will tell. How will the intelligence know? The spiritual master will instruct. Buddhi Yoga. So, according to Buddhi Yoga principle, we will carry out our life. In this way, we will not be carried away by this sense desires. So then we become Goswami. Vacho Vegam, Manasakrodha Vegam, Uttara Upastha Vegam. So all the Vegas are controlled by engaging them in the service of Krishna. How do I control my speech? I always speak of Krishna. Then my control of speech comes. That is called control of speech. Not one who do Mauna Vrata. I don't speak. So restraining your senses, you could have been a stone. Why do you have the senses? You have the senses in order to utilize them. It is not too close. For example, you are having a two-wheeler, you are having a bike or a scooter. Then the scooter has accelerator, it has a stand, it has start button, it has horn, it has all this engine, it has so many tires, everything is there for it to run, right? Not to keep it in your garage. So many people think spiritual life means keeping the body in the garage. Don't use the eyes, don't use the ears, don't see, don't talk, don't. Almost like a dead body in white color. White and white dead bodies roaming around everywhere. Don't have even buddhi. They're so fearful to use even the buddhi. But actually, that is not the way. The vehicle has been given tires for running, the accelerator for increasing the speed. In everything has a purpose. Same way, the body's every anga has a purpose. What you are determining is either I will do a dirty work or I will not do anything. This is your choice. Huh? Oh, wow. And call yourself a devotee with a tilak only on the forehead. They don't even know other places they need to wear tilak. Only on the forehead, there's many years they are trained. They are not told tilak mantra in all the 12 places. But this one they learnt, I should not use my senses. Either I'll use my sense in a wrong way or I'll not use my senses or secretly use it in a wrong way. Nobody taught them how to use the senses in the service of Krishna. So if your body is a vehicle, it has a tire, it has an accelerator, it has a mirror, it has whatever seats. Everything has to be used in the service of Krishna. The senses, all the senses. So in this way, this is the way to control the senses. Through the guidance of the pure devotee spiritual master will guide us how to engage the senses. As we engage the senses become purified. That is why the sannyasis, their body is not burnt, it's buried. Because all their senses they used in the mind, words, and body, they have used completely in the service of Krishna and for nothing else. So they qualify to get a samadhi. Their body became transcendental, like an arti paraphernalia. It has become completely pure. So we should not be Godasa, Goswami. Goswami knows the standard of sense happiness. How will I satisfy my tongue? I'll eat only prasadam. I'll chant Hare Krishna. I'll sing Krishna Kirtana. How will I satisfy my ear? I'll hear about Krishna. I'll hear Kirtans. In this way. The transcendental and various pastimes of Krishna and other things, pastime of Vaishnavas. In transcendental sense, happiness, the senses are engaged in the service of Rishikesha or the supreme owner, who is Krishna. So serving Krishna with the purified senses is called Krishna consciousness. So we get the senses become purified. Somebody asked in Sunday lecture, Saturday Guru Maharaj class, the senses was already contaminated when the boys are there in the youth. Almost all the youth are watching so many things and they are already becoming dirty, very dirty. So how can Paramahamsa children, when they get married, how can Paramahamsa children come to such a dirty persons? Already they have, especially they are sexually very agitated. So then Guru Maharaj said that you do Garbhadan Samskara, that is called purificatory ceremony. All the ceremonies, when the child, when the wife is pregnant, there is Simantanayana ceremony, Pumsavana ceremony. All these ceremonies are called purificatory ceremonies. So first you have to get purified, and your senses will become purified by Krishna consciousness. Then you can use it in the service of Krishna. Not just like that. Oh, okay, Guru Maharaj is telling that, okay, you can beget children, like an animal, you go and beget children thinking Paramahamsa will come. No. No. Very rare. Hiranyakashipu also got Prahalad Maharaj. Hiranyakashipu was from Vaikuntha. In this way. So we should be very careful. What is the conscious of our mind? Guru Maharaj said the conscious of the mind during the association with the wife is very, very important to what kind of children you will have. That we are seeing that Aditi and Kashyapa and Tidhi. So serving Krishna with the purified senses is called Krishna consciousness. This is the way of bringing the senses under full control. So this is how you control the senses, not by forcefully stopping them, but we purify our senses by using it at the service of Krishna. Every sense. We already saw the example of Ambarish Maharaj. Nobody told the example of Ambarish Maharaj. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I asked you to do a homework, the classwork. There, Ambarish Maharaj also has to be quoted. Savaivanap Krishna Padaravindayor Vasamsi Vaikunta Gunarnuvan. Each of the senses he used in the service of Krishna. He, with his body in the touch sense, he touched the body of the devotees. He associated with devotees in this way. Like Guru Maharaj, he used to hug devotees. Very nicely, we have got so nice. Guru Prabhu and all got very nice huggings. And when Matajis come, we all come. Guru Maharaj won't be able to hug because we are Matajis and he is sannyasi. Even though is every spirit soul is gender neutral. Okay, but still, according to service, they take up a particular gender. So Guru Maharaj used to remove his garland, that is ordinary jasmine garland they would have put, but by the time it becomes 2-3 hours, the jasmine garland would have extended very long. So he will take it and just throw it, and all the Matajis, some 7-8 Matajis can come inside one garland. All of us will be, he won't touch, he won't do anything, just like that. He will just throw it only. Then we'll all be inside it, like that. So the senses become purified by using it in the service of Krishna. All the senses can be used. Every sense can be used. What to speak of other senses? Genitals can be used. Who is so bold to tell this? So Guru Maharaj said, you can use the genitals in the service of Krishna, do proper ceremony, proper prayers, yajnas, and then beget children. Then all your contaminations are gone. What to do? But knowing well, if you do contamination purposely, then you are in trouble. You are breaking the regulative principles. So it's very important that how to bring the senses under the control is very, very simple. The senses are provided in the body for using, not for stopping. Okay. They think spirituality means stop all your senses. Close your eyes. Don't hear anything. Don't speak anything. You become a stone. Next life, you won't have a human body. You will have some body in which you don't have mouth, you don't have ears, like a tree. That is why most of the yogis, they become trees. Prabhupada said this, and it is mentioned in the scriptures. Big yogis, they are standing in one leg with no dress or with only cowpin. They are standing there for a long time. Okay, there is a tree posture in yoga also. And then Vrikshasana, what is that? I don't know. Whatever. I think it's Vrikshasana or something. The Vriksha means the tree. And you just stand in one leg and fold that. That's very sweet asana. To do it, it looks very good. Sometimes I used to do that and chant 3 times Hare Krishna mantra, like that. But they do hold the breath, and pranayama also they practice along with this yoga practices, like that. And in next life, they become a tree. What is the use of doing such a yoga for so long? You're a tree now. You degraded yourself from a human species into an animal, not even an animal species, but a low conscious species. You went because you refuse to use your senses. Now the law of nature is, why do you want the sense? Anyway, you are not using it. Why do you want? If somebody is so much interested in meat eating, okay, become a tiger. You are eating so much raw meat, you like it, the meat, become a tiger. Now you don't want to use your senses, then become a tree. What is the difficulty? So the senses are given. The control doesn't mean stopping. Control means using it in the right way. Like a tortoise, which will bring out its limbs whenever it's required to walk, whenever it senses danger, it brings in all the senses inside and it just goes inside its shell. Same way, we also, unnecessary things are unnecessary agitations are happening for the senses. We'll shut it up and get in. And when we really want it to use in the service of Krishna, we are fully, I am available, Prabhuji, I am available. If somebody calls and says, your service, yes, I am available, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, what service, Prabhu? Open your hands, open your legs, open your mouth and open your ears and every senses for Krishna. Rishikena, Rishikesa, Sevanam, Bhakti Ruchyate. The senses are engaged in the service of Rishika, Isha. The first chapter, second chapter itself, first and second chapter we saw, no? Rishikesha. Kimno Rajena Govinda. There we saw so many names of Krishna. Beautiful names. Rishika, Isha means the master of the senses. Utilize. So, Rishikesha, Rishikena Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. What is Bhakti? Utilize the senses to the master of the senses. Utilize your senses in the service of the master of your senses. You are a servant. Use your senses in the service of Krishna. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. The mind is Smaranam. Sravanam, hearing, ears. Kirtanam, sing, mouth. Pada Sevanam, Archanam, all parts of your body will be engaged in all this. So, Rishikena, Rishikesa Sevanam, Bhakti Ruchyate. That is Bhakti definition. 27, I think this section only we can complete today. The yogi whose mind is fixed in me verily attains the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. The yogi whose mind is fixed in me, Krishna is telling. Directly Bhagavan Uvacha is saying. Verily attain the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. He is beyond mode of passion. He realizes qualitative identity with the Supreme. And thus he is freed from all reactions of past deeds. Very careful to that. What is this realization? Highest perfection of transcendental happiness. When your mind is fixed verily on Supreme Lord, that kind of yogi, what is his realization? Oneness with the identity with the Supreme. Yes, me and Supreme Lord are same. In what? In quality, not in quantity. So when Advaitavadis come, we agree with them. But they are partial in their understanding. We agree, yes, we are same with the Lord in quality. He is also Satchidananda, I am also Satchidananda. But in quantity, he is supreme and I am minute. So identity with the Supreme, and thus he is free from all reaction of the past deeds. So whatever he did in past, automatically this karma bandhana, nibandhanam, this will happen. Okay, somebody read this.
Brahmabhuta is the state of being free from material contamination and situated in the transcendental service of the Lord. Mad bhaktim labhate param. One cannot remain in the quality of Brahman, the Absolute, until one's mind is fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord. Savai mana Krishna padara vindayo. To be always engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord or to remain in Krishna consciousness is to be factually liberated from the mode of passion and all material contamination.
Jai, very well. So Brahmabhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankshati samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhakte labate param. I don't know whether this is that sloka. No. Prashanta manasam he, or later chapter it comes. Okay. So there is a Brahmabhuta stage. Free from material contamination. You are completely in the spiritual platform and is situated in yesterday or day before yesterday. Jayalakshmi asked if somebody is situated in that platform, how it will be. Simply, you see pure devotee, you see Prabhupada, constitutional position, and they descend in the material world. So they are not opening up their constitutional position, but still the qualities are exhibited so well, Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada. We see them. So Brahma Buddha is the stage of being free from material contamination and is situated in the transcendental service of the Lord. So if you don't have transcendental service of the Lord, you're not situated, you're not attained your perfection. So Madbhaktim Labate Param. One cannot remain quality of Brahman or absolute until one's mind is fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord. So it's very, very important to fix the mind in the lotus feet of the Lord. So as I told you, how do I fix my mind in the lotus feet of the Lord? Okay, each of you give your opinion how to fix the mind in the lotus feet of the Lord. Savaimana Krishna Padara Bindayor. So I can share with you something, then you can tell me. What you are able to see?
Shivaya.
leaves.
The lotus feet, right? So when they are told here, fix your mind, literally speaking, mind is fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord. What does that mean? For you, what do you think it is? Just share what do you think, one by one. What do you think fixing the mind in the lotus feet mean? Ayan Mandal, what does that fixing the mind in the lotus feet of the Lord means?
It means Mataji to serve the Lord by our all means.
Okay, serve the Lord. No, I'm talking directly. Krishna is there. We see the deity, right? We see the lotus feet. Right? Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
In the mind, you have a mind. Krishna has a feet.
Literally meaning thinking of all the symbols on the feet, Mataji, what it represents, maybe.
Many
I
people
sh-
literally take, when they are children,
While-
they used to give this as an exercise.
while taking darshan and seeing the lotus feet of the Lord, I feel to fully surrendered under the lotus feet of the Lord. I feel like that.
Okay, very good. Who else? So we heard from Ayan Mandal, Navaneet Prabhu, and Om Govind Rai. Who else?
Keeping the lotus feet always in the mind means to be mind always engaged in the service of the Lord, which remains as the eternal servitor of the Lord.
Okay. Sumedha.
Hare Krishna, Manji.
Hare Krishna.
Manji, we pray to Krishna to give permanent shelter at his lotus feet.
Yes. What does that mean?
Mataji, is it
The mind,
like
we are talking
surrender?
about mind control, and Prabhupada is telling that if the mind should be fixed on the lotus feet of Krishna.
Mataji, it's like a surrender to the lotus feet. Like when we touch anyone's lotus feet, generally, it is like we surrender unto him. Or just like that, yeah.
That's also right. Okay.
Knowing that we are the eternal servant as a dust in the lotus feet, Mataji. Losing our ego.
If I take it as it is, okay, without any interpreting. Jagannath Prabhu, you have any input? Oh, he's in listening mode. Okay, he's in the office call maybe. Okay, so literally, is there any meaning? Yes, of course, we can meditate on the feet, beautiful lotus feet of the Lord. We can keep seeing it. But if you look at the feet of Krishna, you can see that it is not in a standing position. It is like in a dancing position, right?
Yes. Yes, Mataji.
So Krishna never stands. The word I already explained to you. Many people meditate on Shyamasundara form or the lotus feet or the symbols on the lotus feet like that. So we are not meditators. We are actually, as you said, we are servants. So we keep serving. So the service primarily involves Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Mandanam. Pada Sevanam is also there. Archanam, Mandanam, Dakyam, Dasim, Sakyam, Atmanivedam. So Sravanam, Kirtanam involves the hearing and chanting. But third is Smaranam. Smaranam means memory, remembrance. So unless you have heard something, how will you remember? So the Sravanam Kirtanam is very, very important. Then from the chew, you chew. So overall, you understand Krishna means he is not static in one place. He's always moving around. So this I explained to you. His feet is always in Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan is also called Braja. So if you take the word Braja, Braja Kumar, Rajendra Nandan, Braja. The word Braja means moving around or roaming around. So Krishna never stays in one place. He's always moving around. So where his foot is moving around? Where and all he is moving around? In Vrindavan, he is moving around every place, right? So you can remember all the pastimes. He's the same lotus feet is dancing on top of Kaliya, right? Why can't you remember that lotus feet which is dancing on the Kaliya also? And the lotus feet which is running here and there and jumping into Yamuna. And running from one room to another room in Nanda Bhavana. And climbing up on the Govardhan hill to herd the cows. In this way, his feet is always moving around. You can look at the way the leg is standing. It's not a restless person. It's the feet, the posture is a restless person. So Krishna's lotus feet meditation also involves us meditating on the pastimes and name and form, qualities and pastimes and entourage a holistic person. So fixing the mind on a video game is more concentrated than looking at a static picture. All of you agree? If you agree, raise your hands.
Yes. Yes.
All of us want the video, right? Krishna is giving you a video where he is playing around and doing this, jumping on top of the mountain and going and dancing on Kaliya, and then he's going and getting to Dwaraka, then he's driving the chariot of Arjuna, giving some instructions. In this way, he's just there in many, many places doing so many things. If you read Krishna book, 99 pastimes are there. That is very limited, actually, there's more. So many pastimes Krishna is performing. So engaging our mind and not only in pastimes, but also in his instructions given in Bhagavad Gita, the teachings done about him by the Acharyas in Bhagavatam. In this way, all this holistically involved in the mind. Even the services, if you are involved in some Rath Yatra service, then I have to do that, I have to do this. So your mind is constantly thinking of doing something for Krishna, that is devotional service. So in that way, your mind is fixed in the lotus feet of Krishna. And typically, even if you want to exactly meditate on this lotus feet of Krishna, you just see this lotus feet, how beautiful it is. Blackish Krishna, and his feet is so soft like butter. But at the same time, it's hard like thunderbolt. Like Chakadachura, the small baby. Is there contradictory? Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead with contradictory characters. Contradictory characters means when you see, if you say a person is black, you don't say that he is gold. Right? Is black means is black, one color only. But the same person comes as Ramachandra, he comes in some other green color, and when he comes as Gauranga, is coming golden color, like this. So with varied, like and the same Chakadachura, he is like a very, very tender baby. His speech is so soft. And when Yashoda put him under the cart demon wanted to kill Krishna. Krishna just pushed with the small little finger of the little feet. Then the Chakadachura went so many miles on the sky. The vessel cart went above the sky, then came down and fell back down. So you see, person of various contradictory characters, his limbs. Now you see this beautiful feet. This beautiful feet, if you see, Krishna's left foot is in the front and right foot is in the back. And you will see that it becomes straight and it starts moving. And this feet moves around. It's not a static feet. It's a moving around feet. Nowadays, AI has come, and I'm seeing such beautiful videos where Lord Jagannatha is walking in the forest. Lord Jagannath is coming. So nice, his chadar is hanging here and there, and garland is moving, and his eyes are moving. In this way, Jagannath is walking and coming. Sometimes with Balaram and Subhadra also walking and coming with him. Wow. So we get to know that, okay, we see them moving. So if somebody nicely utilizes AI, we can have the entire Krishna book so beautifully made, and it will make our day. Wow, day and night we can watch. But it has to be done exactly as per the guidance of Acharyas and Krishna book. If somebody whimsically does it, it will look awkward. Sometimes we see awkward things. In AI also, it's not very perfect. It's making so many mistakes. But actually, Krishna's lotus feet are always moving. So he has name, form, qualities, and pastimes, entourage. And the Vaishnava devotees who are under him, his teachings. Holistically, we keep this in mind, and thus mind is very nicely controlled. There is no problem about mind control. And gradually you will feel that when you have taken shelter of a pure devotee, spiritual master, Guru Maharaj, you meditate on him and you practice Krishna consciousness sincerely to your ability. Don't try to over endure and all that. Just sincere to your ability. Don't become lethargic from your ability. Don't overdo your ability. Just stick to your ability and do. You will see that beautiful, so beautiful Krishna consciousness, and your mind is coming just like that under control. Just like that. But we have to be, of course, carefully watching it. But our job is not to maximum spend time in watching the mind, rather fixing the mind in the service of Krishna. And even all of you, many of you mentioned service to Krishna, yes. But not this. Many people get convinced, okay, service to Krishna is enough. And when they come to the temple, they don't even see the deity with the love and affection or with the eagerness. Rather, mechanically, they offer obeisance. So quickly go parikrama, then go for service. Why did you come to the temple? I just came for service, Mataji. You took darshan? I took darshan. Like that, very quickly, it became a formality. Gradually, not immediately. Gradually. So, but we should not lose the importance and the focus that what is the purpose of me being here? Service also I will do at the same time. I should be first conscious of Krishna in order to perform service properly. Or if I run into the kitchen, run into some office in order to perform service, ignoring or not much concentrating on the DT form or lotus feet or Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Swaram, that personal qualities of hearing about Krishna I'm not developing, but I'm a VIP in the temple. Then what will happen? One fine day, somebody scolds you, some politics happens, somebody fights with you, then you leave all the service and your Krishna conscious finished. So your Krishna conscious should work on the base from Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. You personally developing affection for Krishna comes primary. And that consciousness, you go and do service in the temple. With great eagerness, you do service. But Prabhupada wanted quality people to serve. So you can develop that quality of affection to Krishna. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions or comments? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, wish you all a very, very happy Rath Yatra tomorrow. Jagannath Puri also, I think tomorrow only Rath Yatra. Calcutta Rath Yatra, Guru just left and he's reached Kolkata today. Tomorrow he'll be there for the Rath Yatra in the afternoon, I suppose. And Maipur also we have from Rajapur, Rath Yatra is coming to Maipur. And then in Maipur will be Gundicha for 6 days. And 5th, 7 days I think. And 5th, the Ulta Rath Yatra again back to the Rajapur. Every city has someday or other the Rath Yatra festival. Kindly enjoy nicely. And most probably I'll be coming tomorrow, and YouTube we can stream. If somebody is missing, they can hear that. And those who are, and anyway, Saturday, Sunday we are not having class. So I don't want to miss much because I want to finish the 6th chapter quickly so that you can get ready for your module test. That is very important. That's a final exam. Final exam means the first 6 chapters final exam. So you should become ready for that. And those who If you can come back early, you join. And one more thing, in case for me, if it becomes late, I don't know. They say that evening 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, the Rath Yatra will reach Mayapur from Rajapur. They start at 2 o'clock. And 4:35 we will reach Mayapur. This is what it depends on the kirtan, whether it's raining, how much crowd is, so many things it depends. So in case if it becomes delayed, then I will inform you. Then we can have the class on Monday. But mostly 90% will have class. Akarshak Prabhu, is there Rath Yatra in Noida?
Yes, Mataji.
When?
So I will also take in leave tomorrow. So I will join.
Tomorrow. Very good. Enjoy. Happy Rath Yatra. Sumida, you're going to some Rath Yatra when Sunday?
Yeah, Manji. It's on Sunday.
Bangalore, they keep very conveniently, always and every time. Very comfortable Krishna consciousness in Bangalore. One of the best places. Okay, Ayan Mandal and Abhiram Prabhu will go tomorrow to see Rath Yatra
Yes,
and
Mataji.
Guru Maharaj. Om Govind Rai
Yes, sir.
Prabhu, do you have Rath Yatra there in Surat?
Yes,
When?
it is there. Tomorrow and at 2 p.m. it will start from railway station to Jahangirpura.
Jai,
Radha
Hari
Damodar.
Bol. Hari Bol. Very nice. So there are 2 Rath Yatras there or only 1 Rath Yatra?
No. Tomorrow there is only one, and after that different Rath Yatra will come.
Every you have some centers under you, your father?
Yes.
I think all of them will do small Rath Yatras in their own area. Very nice.
Tomorrow is for the ISKCON Surat, Jahangirpura.
Very good. Main Rath Yatra tomorrow?
Yes.
And then other, okay. That is done from the temple?
Yes.
Okay.
The other one or the main
Temple
one
all of you.
is done from the temple, and the other one is done by the centers or the different temples.
Very good, very good. Jai. You people are really good in expansion. Okay. Jai Lakshmi and Navaneet will do on Sunday. So right now, if we see tomorrow, Om Govind Rai Prabhu having Rath Yatra, Akarshak Prabhu having Rath Yatra.
Yes, Mataji, one question. Actually, one devotee from Bhubaneswar, she asked me that you means small people, they will do on different days or Rath Yatra, so it is good or
yes. Actually, Prabhupada never fixed the dates like this. Prabhupada said whichever is feasible. For example, in foreign countries, certain time it is snowing season. That time is not very favorable. When the climate, summer season is different in some country. Now it's rainy season, especially if you see Ooty and all. We had beautiful Rath Yatras earlier in the exact summer season because Ooty is a very cold place. And summer, so many tourists comes and it's a climate is very nice. There's no rain. So nice Rath Yatras we used to have. But right now, this Puri temple Pandas, they were fighting and they were telling to ISKCON that we will allow, they cheated a kind of thing. They told that if you keep the Rath Yatra should be happening within this 10-15 days, 10 days before and 10 days after. Within that duration only, you should keep the Rath Yatra, not on other times. In that case, we can allow foreigners inside the temple. So the ISKCON agreed, okay. Then after we all fixed the Rath Yatras in that day and following, but they are not allowing the foreigners inside the temple. Not all the foreigners, a devotee can get a certificate that he is initiated devotee or something. Then they can allow him inside. But still, they are now not allowing. But ISKCON want to stick because we agreed with them. Okay, we will do it in this way. So we are trying because Prabhupada desired that foreign devotees should enter Puri temple. So this Pandas, they discussed, they put this demand, but later they cheated. So anyway, we are trying our level best to get entry for the foreign devotees inside the Jagannath Puri temple because Lord Chaitanya has gone many times and he has taken darshan. So it is a very important place for us, but somehow we didn't get permission till now. So that is the story about various dates of Rath Yatra. Which was earlier very, very comfortable because if you see when I first started attending Rath Yatra, it was so beautiful. Every January, first week Saturday is our Rath Yatra. Every December 25th, Christmas is the Snan Yatra in our temple, Coimbatore. 25th. So Guru Maharaj will go to Melbourne And Melbourne, 25th, that Christmas time is Rath Yatra. So Guru Maharaj will finish 25th Christmas New Year time in Australia. From Australia, he'll directly come to Coimbatore. And after we do Rath Yatra there, during first week Saturday, the Shankaranti, which is coming on the 15th, 14th, 13th, 14th, 15th time, the Pongal or the Sankaranti will come. That is the time where every year Chennai Rath Yatra was. And in this way, if I want, throughout my entire 365 days, I can go to Rath Yatra. In May month in Ooty, there is Rath Yatra because it's hot season. It's very nice there because it's a cold place and hot season is very nice. So summer will not sweat, it's really enjoyable. Mild sun will be there. In this way, it was throughout the year, 365 days, there was Rath Yatra, New York Rath Yatra. Then there was all over the world, beautiful Rath Yatras, Boston Rath Yatra, Los Angeles, Guru Maharaj Prabhupada started first Rath Yatra. In this way, beautiful all over, full around the year, we had Rath Yatras and it was very nice. Unfortunately, this agreement has been made and we have signed the agreement and we are following, and they have signed and they are not following it. This is a somewhat unfortunate situation, but we don't blaspheme them. We still wait for permission. This is the humility of the devotee.
And actually, I mean, her question was, for example, Krishna Janmashtami is happening only one day all over the world. So why this Rath Yatra is happening on different days?
Because the Krishna is traveling from India to, today he is in India. Ratha Yatra means what? It's not birthday. Christmas is the birthday of Christ. It's happening one day. If I am traveling from Delhi to Bombay to Calcutta to Mayapur, again back to Siliguri, like that I keep traveling, right? When already Krishna is in the chariot, there is wheels. You say that the Lord is on the wheels and the wheel keeps moving. You say that the wheel keeps moving. That is the answer for that. He's coming on every street in every town and village. So it can be in many days. Why not? What is the difficulty in understanding? Very simple pastime, beautiful pastime. All the gopis are pulling Krishna, Dwaraka Krishna, from Kurukshetra come back to Vrindavana. They kidnapped Subhadra, they kidnapped Balraman, they kidnapped Krishna in 3 different chariots, and they pulled from Kurukshetra towards Vrindavan. And during a solar eclipse, all of you know, no? I already told you this pastime of how Jagannath Rath Yatra came. During the solar eclipse, they went to, all the kings will go to take bath in Samanta Panchaka. That place is called Samanta Panchaka. So in the Samanta Panchaka, it was very nice. I was just relating Simanta Dweebas. Okay, Simanta Panchaka is a holy place which is created by Parasurama. There's a holy pond and it's very auspicious to take bath during solar eclipse. So everybody goes there. So when the Vrajavasis never left Vrindavan, but when they came to know that Krishna is coming with everybody, they went to there. Then they met Krishna, they had crying, they had laughing, they remembered all old pastimes and everything in Vrindavan, and they kidnapped. They immediately said, all of you, you have to come back to Vrindavan. And they put Subhadra also in the chariot. They first put Balram, they put Subhadra, and then Jagannath, and they forcefully pulled them towards Vrindavan. They took them to Vrindavan. So Krishna stayed there in Vrindavan for some days, 1 week, but he informed he told lie to all the queens that I am going to auntie's house in Kunti Maharani because I took bath continuously in the water. So I got cold and I got fever. So me and my brother, everybody, sister, we are taking rest in auntie's house, which is next to Kurukshetra is Hastinapura. We are taking rest in Hastinapura. But instead of going to Hastinapura, they actually went to Vrindavan and they stayed in Vrindavan. But later when Lakshmi Devi's, this Rukmini Devi's servants came to know that Krishna's chariot, 3 chariots are standing outside Vrindavana, then they know that actually he has gone to Vrindavan instead of going to Kunti Maharani's house. So when Krishna comes back, she fights. She let Balram comes first, she will let Lakshmi Devi will let him inside the temple. Then Subhadra comes, each small girl, he will let her inside. But when Jagannath comes, she'll close the door. You cannot enter the temple. Like that. She'll fight, and then Krishna will beg. Then she'll ask what is so special about Vrindavan. Like that. And she also hankers to get Vrindavan Prema. So in this way, or with great affection, the gopis pulled the Ratha from Kurukshetra into Vrindavana. So this incident, when we pull the Rath, we also should pull the Jagannath into our heart. We should request, my dear Jagannath Baldev Subrahmani, come and reside within my heart, and heartfully, lovingly, we should pull. And we can give some fruits and vegetables on top of the Rath when he's traveling. While traveling, people like to munch something. No? They keep eating. Sometimes you see the people generally don't eat that much, but when they travel, they keep eating something. They feel so about it. So like that, we can give something. We can love the Lord. Love the Lord with all their heart and all their soul. Okay. Is that okay?
Yes, Mother.
Okay, thank you very much. Wish you all a very, very happy Rath Yatra. I think only Jayalakshmi, Navaneet and Sumedha are not having Rath Yatra tomorrow. All of us are having. So it depends on what time it completes and what is the program. Then we have Prashadam, whatever. So it depends. So we'll put the message. I'll put the message in the group. Okay. And just keep checking the message, whether it will be there, class will be there or not. Mostly it will be there. I assume that I'll come home by 7 o'clock, 6:37. I think so. Anyway, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha.
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो
नमो
नमः।
नमः। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय,
जय
गुरु महाराज की जय,
जय
गौड़ी वैष्णव वृंद की जय,
जय
जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी सुदर्शन की जय,
जय
निताई की जय, जगन्नाथ स्वामी रथ यात्रा महोत्सव की जय, निताई गौर